Hey, how's it going, one? In this video, it's going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. I'm not going to be opening any Lorcana cards today. We're going to be just going over my results of the set championships for set number 3 into the Inklands. I just went this past weekend, and I'll basically go over how I did, what the experience was like. Did I win one of the cards, the Stitch Rockstar Enchanted card? Did I win? I'll go over what deck I used, kind of the full card list, and just kind of go over how the weekend went, or the day went for me. So let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, I have actually never played the Lorcana TCG game in person ever. This was the first time I've ever done it. None of my locals I've ever been to one of the card shops there, and I never played any of those casual games. I have played on Pixelborn, so I have some experience there. But it is a little bit different playing in person, right, than playing online, where they shuffle the cards for you, where they do keep track of lore and everything perfectly for you. So it's a little different doing it in real life. So not recommended. I do feel like it would have been better and easier if you get some experience going in person, and then trying to play in a set championship match where it's still a little casual, you know, at least the one I went to, but it can be a little bit serious too, right? It's a little bit more serious than your regular matches that you go to in your locals. But yeah, how about I flip over the camera to the bottom here so you can see what cards I used and what deck I used for the set championship, and I'll go over the results of my tournament as well. Okay, so you definitely can't see me anymore, but I'm gonna go over the deck list that I have and the deck that I used for the tournament. And just to let you know, I only went to one of the tournament events. I know a lot of people go to multiple, you know, just to probably get better at it, and there are a lot of people that win multiple stitches, which is crazy. You know, they must be really good or consistent, or they just know how to use their deck better. I don't know. There's probably a lot of scenarios for that. But yeah, so I used the blue, red, the sapphire, ruby, I guess they call it popsicle control deck. You know, if you know how to play the deck, it's pretty fun to use. But of course, it has quite a bit of weaknesses as well. So it's high risk, but also high reward, depending on what you play. And so I'll quickly go over the deck list that I have. It's probably gonna be similar to what you see a lot of people use, kind of the main meta, maybe a couple of cards here and there that some people use that, you know, I might use that maybe other people don't, and some people use, and I don't know. Some cards here and there are different, but most of the cards will be the same. So I will go over the Ruby Sapphire control deck here. So what I did, of course, you got to use popsicles. So you got your 4 popsicles. Very important to have that for draw power, but also since it's an item card, it will help with the Hiram Flabbersham that we'll go, you know, have in here. I'll talk about in just a bit. I do use 4 Develop Your Brains. This card, also very important as it is a 1 cost, but you do get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and, you know, put 1 into your hand, as you know, you want to make sure you have cards like Hiram and Fishbone Quill, which we'll look at. You want to make sure you have those cards early in the game, so if you didn't draw it and you didn't mulligan for it as well, maybe you have a chance to still pull it. So I think those 2 cards are pretty important there. We do have the 1 jump ahead. I do run 4 of them. This card honestly helped me quite a bit to, you know, gain the ink really fast, right? You want to have as much ink as possible, as fast as you can when it comes to the Ruby Sapphire, and I was able to do that. This card really came in handy right away, right? Turn 2, maybe turn 3 or so, but yeah, this one really did come in handy quite a bit. So now I do play Queen of Hearts. I play 2 of them. The Queen of Hearts to me is pretty important sometimes, depending on who you're playing, right? Maybe against Ruby Amethyst, maybe against several other decks that really just want to swarm you as fast as possible and gain lore quickly. So maybe the Queen of Hearts could help, but to me it didn't help in my case, and I'll go over it a little bit later. But for me, it unfortunately didn't really help me out this time. And of course, you want to play the 4 Fishbone Quills. Very important. Fishbone Quills allows you to basically have any card from your hand into the inkwell face down. It is an item card, so you can use it every turn. Very important as well. Helps you get ink very fast. It's an item for Flowersham as well, and also for, of course, Tamatoa later, which we'll go over. And then I do have this one, maybe a little controversial. I don't know how many people run this, but Heart of Tefiti, I did see some people run it. It is an item card as well. It can help gain some more ink for you if you need to use it. It's a little iffy just because it's a 3 cost, right, to put it down, and then you got to pay 2 every turn. So I kind of get some people not running it. I might not run it in the future if I continue the deck. So I might do other stuff, but yeah, like I said, a little controversial for that one. And then, of course, Hiram, very important here. 4 Hirams. Hiram Flowersham, it helps you draw cards, right? That's something I have an issue with playing this deck, just because I feel like I don't get to hold a lot of cards in my hand. I run out really quick, and so Hiram is, of course, helps for that. But also has a lot of good willpower there, right? 6, so it can even last, and you're able to just continue using him, banishing items, drawing more cards, etc. So it's definitely a really good card. 4, so it can sing songs like this right here. How Far I'll Go. How Far I'll Go. 3 of them, which is a very good card, honestly. Singing it's great, even just playing it. But looking at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your hand and the other into your inkwell face down and exerted. So helps you gain ink really fast as well. Now I do play a location here. I do play McDuck Manor. I play 2 of them. I was trying to figure out if I want to use this, if I want to use Agrabah. I think some use Matanui, right? So it really varies. An opponent I did face in the first round did have Matanui, and it was a mirror match. They don't use McDuck Manor, they use Matanui. They say it helps against decks that really, like the ones that really want to just gain lore as quickly as possible, right? Like Ruby Amethyst or something like that. So I don't know, maybe something I think about in the future, but I was running the McDuck Manor. It did help sometimes, but sometimes it didn't really help. So it depends. I do also run 1, 2, 3 bells. Bells are, to me, it's another way of helping you win the match. As right now, if you aren't playing Bell, your best bet to win your games are going to be really just Tamatoa, right? To gain you the lore as fast as possible with the Lucky Dime. But Bell is another way. I think Bell, after you have 10 ink in your inkwell, 10 or more cards in your ink, well, you're able to now do 5. You're able to gain 5 lore, right? And if you use it with the Lucky Dime, you're going to gain 10. So that's even crazier. So Bell is pretty nice. It does say also read a book here. During your turn, you may put an additional card from your hand into your inkwell face down. That's another option to help you gain more ink quickly as well, but you do lose cards from your hand, so it can be a downside. Now, Maui, also very important, right? Maui, I do play 4. It's a beast of a card, right? Has 6/5, can rush, and so the rush is really good in Lorcana, honestly. And he can also help sing, right? He has a 5 cost there, so he can help sing, can do a lot of things. So Maui is definitely an important card. Then I do play 2 Let It Goes. Some people play 3, some people play I don't know, maybe none. But Let It Go, depending on the deck you're playing against, could help. It might not help. Didn't help me really much, and like I said, I'll go over in a bit. But yeah, Maui can sing Let It Go, so that's great. But yeah, Let It Go can be pretty helpful. I do play 1 Lady Tremaine. Just 1, as I do have, which I'll go over right now. I do have the 4 Madame Medusas. Madame Medusa, of course. Very similar tactic in terms of what they do. For a 6 cost, you're able to probably play in your turn 4, just because of how fast this deck is, right? You're probably in turn 4 able to play Lady Tremaine if you need it, to basically banish a chosen opponent chooses, but of course you get to banish a card. Has able to gain 2 lore, sometimes that might help. But Madame Medusa, of course, is able to banish a card that basically banish a character that has 3 attack or less. So this definitely can help as well. And then, of course, the best card probably for Ruby, right? Are Be Prepared, which with this deck, you're able to play Be Prepared probably in turn 4 or 5, possibly, right? Most likely. And so, it helps out if they have a lot of characters on the field and they're just gaining lore as fast as possible. You want to eliminate it depending on the deck you're playing against, but yeah, Be Prepared can be and has been very helpful. I do like playing 3 scars. 3 scars, Scar, Vicious Cheater is kind of like a Be Prepared, to be honest. Very similar. Just, it has Rush. And of course, if it banishes a character, it's able to ready up and attack again. Maybe banishes it, ready up, attack again. So very helpful card as well. And then we do have our beautiful Lucky Dimes. I played 2 of them. It's able to help you gain lore very, very fast. It's a great card, and you're gonna probably use it in your bell, and most likely you'll use it with your Tamatoas, which is the big guy for this deck to help you win your matches most likely towards the end. So for Tamatoa to say this character gets 1 lore for each item you have in play. So there's so many item cards in this deck, right? You have your Popsicle, you have your Heart of Tefiti, you have Fishbone Quill. I don't know if I'm missing any more, I think not. But those, and also Lucky Dime, those help Tamatoa so much. And also Tamatoa, when you play the character and whenever you quest, you may return an item card from your discard to your hand. So you're able to bring back items, play it, gain lore, use your Lucky Dime, able to gain a lot of lore in 1 turn. So Tamatoa, Bell are the biggest ways you can really win your games in this deck. And then just in case you do have 4 Maleficents, oddly Maleficents did help me quite a bit in my tournament, in my matches. It was useful at some point to basically banish a chosen character, and then it does have, you're able to gain 2 lore with Maleficent as well, so it can be helpful in multiple ways. All right, so now I'm back. I wanted to go over the deck list that I used, and now I'm going to go over my results in the tournament. And so I did just go to 1 tournament, like I mentioned. It had a 5-round Swiss, followed by of course top 8, top 4, top 2, whatever the case is. And unfortunately I didn't make top 8. I believe I ended up at 19th out of 26, so not the best. I was hoping to do better. I didn't do as well as I thought, but it's my first time. And so, it was decent. I met some really cool people. 2 people actually recognized me, so that was kind of cool. They recognized me from watching YouTube. So that's awesome. Shout out to them. One actually was Ken. So Ken, if you're watching this video, shout out to you. I hope you ended up winning. I hope you got a Stitch card because, you were doing very well. So hope you did get one. And then the other person, also shout out to them. I didn't get their name, but, very cool. They had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Jersey on, so very cool. But yeah, it was tough because most of my matches were mirror matches. There were literally so many Ruby Sapphire decks. I couldn't believe it. I was not expecting so many Ruby Sapphires. I expected more Ruby Amethyst, which of course there were a lot of Ruby Amethyst, some Emerald Steel maybe, or I don't know. Or there was also a lot of Emerald, Amethyst, and a lot of just decent of a variety, but I kept going against Ruby Sapphire. So, when it comes to mirror matches, it's probably 50-50 that you're going to win. So my first match for round 1, I lost the very first game of that match, and then the second one I went ahead and was able to win it. And so we ran out of time, though. We were not going to have time to play the third match, so it was basically a draw. So my first match was a draw against another Ruby Sapphire deck. Very long match, right? Each match took 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Very long match, especially with Ruby Sapphire. You gotta play a long game. It's gonna be a long match. At least you're hoping it's gonna be a long match to possibly win. But my round 2, I went against a Ruby Amethyst, which it's a tough match sometimes, especially if they're trying to gain lore real quick. But I did lose the first game against them, and then I tied in the second one. And the third one, again, we didn't have time to play, so it would end up in a draw. So 2 draws, round 1, round 2. Round 3 is where I did play another Ruby Sapphire deck and another mirror match, but they were they were better at it, or it did come down to the wire for the second match, or sorry, for the second game. The first game beat me pretty badly. Second game, I almost could have won that game, but it really came down to them top decking the Tamatoa, which is what they needed, or else I would have won the next turn. But yeah, I lost that 0-2 against a mirror. Round 4, I did go against another Ruby Sapphire, but I actually 2-0'd that one. I actually won pretty nicely, so I got my first win there. And then round 5, which was the last round until they do top 8 and stuff, I went up against Ruby Amethyst again, but you know, they were really good. They were able to gain lore quick. I put up a little bit of a fight, but no, I lost both of the games, so I lost 0-2. So you know, wasn't the best results. I ended up 19 out of 26, but I still had a decent amount of fun, right? A decent amount of fun out there. But it was a long day, that's for sure. You know, they started at 12, and they wanted you to be there around 10:30 or so. I went there about 11 o'clock a.m. I didn't get to leave until 6 p.m. That was when I found out that I'm not in the top 8. And so 6 p.m., that's what, 6-7 hours that I was there. It's a long time. And the people that were going to play in the top 8, the top 4, top 2, they're going to be there till 9, maybe 10 p.m. So I can't imagine being there for 11 hours or so. That's crazy. That's a long time, all day, and you're tired, you know? It's a lot. But, you know, is it worth it? Maybe getting the Stitch if you win it. But yeah, it's a long day. Still had a lot of fun. I do enjoy playing the deck. Maybe I'll try something different. I was debating, do I play the, Minnie Mouse? I was really debating to play Minnie Mouse Stylish Surfer, because I was like, you know, if I play mirror matches, maybe the Minnie Mouse Stylish Surfer can help a lot since evasive can gain 2 lore and all that. But I ended up not doing it. And I didn't think I would go against so many Ruby Sapphires, so I didn't do that, unfortunately. But I should have just done that, but yeah, I didn't do that. I don't know, maybe there's some other cards that I could have played. Like, I know some play Shield of Virtue. I didn't. I kind of don't know when to play. I think that's why I didn't play Shield of Virtue. Judy Hopps can help against certain decks, but you know, I didn't really have to deal with this since I kept playing mirror matches. But I think the main thing is really, if I had a Minnie Mouse, 2 Minnie Mouse, 3 Minnie Mouse in my deck, could have helped out. I feel like maybe could have won more games. But yeah, you know, maybe next time, next championship in the future, I can try again and hopefully get it. But it was still a fun time. It's, you know, tournaments, serious tournaments. You know, some people are really good in any kind of card tournaments, and they're very comfortable. Some people that are newer, you know, you're trying to get used to it a little bit, and that's what I was trying to do. But I think after 1 or 2 matches, I got used to it, and it became a little more comfortable and more fun. So, like I said, still enjoyed myself. I wish I did better. I wish I did better for you guys. I wish I could have shown you a Stitch Rockstar Enchanted. Maybe I can put one right here. Here you go. I want it, guys, right here. I want it. But yeah. You know, I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is a little different, and let me know in the comments down below if you got to play any set championship matches, tournaments. Let me know how you did. Let me know if you guys won. I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this one. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.